What's up guys, Allison with Bad Beats and I'm bringing you my Ss4 Bardock deck profile.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What are you doing? Get out of the way. Okay guys, it's Rashad with Bad Beats and I'm actually bringing you the Ss4 Bardock deck profile. So, if you don't know what this leader does, I know it's kind of hype right now, so most people probably know what he does. He's got a permanent that all the multicolor Ss4 cards have their combo cost reduced and they ignore energy exhaust. He has another one where he gains 2,000 power for each different color in your energy, which caps at making him 15k. So basically when you charge your first one, on the front side it counts black as the color. So the first charge you will go to 9k. Your second charge you'll be at 11k. So after your second charge, your opponent won't be able to hit you with that leader until they awaken. So this kind of like saves you some life. They normally won't want a combo on it because then they're going minus to give you a card. So they typically won't. When he attacks, you look at the top 5 cards of your deck, you add a card with Ss4 in its name to your hand, and then his awaken is when you have all 4 of the colors, and between energy and battle area or 3 life or less, you draw 2, flip them over. On the back, he's got the same permanents, of course, except he doesn't have that power gain anymore because he becomes a 15k leader. So he gets effects based on how many colors you have between the energy and the battle area. It does not count black on the backside. So you actually have to have red, green, yellow, and blue to get the full effects. So when you've got 2 or more, you get to, let me see. The 2 or more one is he gets 5k and you tap one of your opponent's battle cards when he swings. Once you've got 3, you take a marker off their unison. Once you've got, and you untap energy. Once you've got a 4, you draw a card. So the cards that we play in the deck, we'll go over them by colors. Play 4 of the 3-drop Vegeta. What he does when he's played, when there's 3 or more energy between both you and your opponent, so if one of y'all has 2 and the other one has 1, you can do this. You combo them at the end of the battle, you pay a black, play them in rest mode from the drop area, and then this one bounces up to 1 battle card 3 or below to your opponent's hand. And then he has the activate main for 1 black. You send him to the warp, and you play a 2-drop Ss4 multicolor card from your hand, and then you add this to your hand at the start of the next turn. And then we play the 2-drop Vegeta. He has crit, 16k. All the battle cards are 16k. So this one's got crit. When he's put in your energy, you randomly take a card from your opponent's hand, bottom deck it, and they draw a card. When he's played, you draw 2, bottom deck a card. So it helps you filter to see more cards in the deck. And him having crits, pretty decent. Next is the Goku. Has the same exact skill as the 3-drop Vegeta, but this one blanks your opponent's unison for the turn when he's played. Then the second effect is exactly the same. We only played 3 of this Goku because he's not that good. He is a blocker. That's like the only relevant thing about him. When you charge him, you negate one of your opponent's battle cards skills on the board. When you play him, you switch one of their battle cards to rest mode, and if it's skillless, you KO it. It has to be a 4 below battle card for both skills also. And then the red ones play 4 of the 2-drop Bardock and 3 of the 3-drop Bardock. You can play 4 copies of this if you want, because it's really not a bad card to charge. But we utilize the blue energy more, so that's the one that I maxed out on. The 2-drop Bardock has counterplay, and what it does if the card is 20k or below, it goes to the drop instead of being played for 1 red energy if you have his permanent live, which is if you've got 2 or more multicolor cards charged, you can take a life and reduce its cost by 1 black, so you would just have to have the red. And so it's a 1 energy denial of hope that lets you pick up a life, and it's a body on the board. This Bardock has unique. He's the only one with unique, but he has his activate battle once per turn that you can minus 5k to a card on the board. So that's pretty useful. And it also has this permanent on him where it reduces its cost by 1 if your leader's a Bardock. So it makes him a 2-drop as well when you're actually going to play him. And then his when he's charged, you minus one of your opponent's battle cards or unisons equal to the amount of colors in your energy. So once you've charged all 4 different colors, since this one does count black, you minus something 10k when he's charged or played. So it's when he's charged or played, you minus something by 10k. So if your opponent has a unison that's 10k or 5k or something like that, you can charge one of these dudes and like take a marker off the unison just for charging them. So it's pretty useful. It's a really good card to charge a lot of the times, and I usually try to stick one on the board for that minus 5k, because it just helps you clear over some like battle cards you might want to get rid of, like a Raider's Warcry. So with your leader swing, when you have 2 energy, he'd be a 20k swing, and you activate battle on the Bardock and give a battle card minus 5. So the Raider's Warcry would be 15k and you'd be swinging at it for 20. So it's either 2 cards from your opponent or a super combo, or they just let it die. So it helps you clear boards easier. And the green, we play 4 of the counterattack Gohan and then 3 of the double strike Gohan. So this one reduces its counter cost by 1 green if you've got 3 or more multicolored cards in your energy or battle area. When he's played, you can pitch a card from your hand, and your opponent can only attack once more with battle cards or unisons if they have a monocolored deck, and then they get 1 more swing for each different color in their energy. So in the mirror match, this one's like a really bad, you will never discard form in like a mirror match or any other rainbow deck out there. It's decent against multicolored decks because it still limits them to 2 swings. So if they swung with like their leader first, then it works out better that way against multicolored decks. This one, when he's charged, you take a marker off your opponent's unison if it's got 3 or more markers on it. When he's played, you warp a battle card 4 below off their board, and then each just got double strike. And then on to the non-SS4 cards. Well, there's a couple more SS4 cards, but we play 3 Roshi. So this Roshi, when he's comboed, you get to pick up one of your energy and put a multicolor energy back down in rest mode. It doesn't untap the energy, it doesn't rest, but it helps. Like sometimes your opponent will have your unison with a good bit of markers on it. You can combo him, pick up the Gohan, take a marker off. Ideally, 9 times out of 10, what you're going to be doing is picking this Bardock up, the minus stuff on the board, because it's really good. Or you can pick this Goku up, and if they go in with a 4 or less battle card and they like Champa it, or it's already got double strike, and you have one of these in hand, you can combo it, pick it up, do the Goku skill, and negate its skills for the turn, and just take 1 damage. The Vegeta, you really won't ever pick up because it's just like a minor hand disruption effect. It's not that big. So it's really there just to pick the Bardock up and minus stuff off. It makes it easier to combo out of swings. And sometimes you actually just need it to fix your energy to get your 4 colors. You won't always just have all 4 colors every game. You might have to charge 2 of one color one time, and then you get the swing, and you combo the Roshi, you fix your energy so you get all the effects on your leader. And I play 2 copies of the SS4 Bardock Unison. There's no Spirit Boost, so you'll never get his auto. But the deck doesn't really draw that much, so we have him in here really just to draw. He's also kind of like basically a negate when he's on the board, because people will try to clear him so that you'll stop just having an inherent draw every turn. Then his -2 is pretty good also. Your opponent has to warp a card from their hand every time they want to swing with a battle card. So it's just a really good unison. We only play 2 because you don't want it to clog, because like there's really not too much combo power in this deck because your hands are never like super big. I mean, I average around like 10 or 11 cards when I play the deck, but that's not a lot compared to like top decks right now that are averaging like 13 to 15 cards. So you have to have like something to try to keep up, so you play him. And then the Gogetas, we play the 2 big ones. SS4 Thwarting, because you know there's a bunch of Gokus and Vegetas in the deck. It's super easy to get one of each in the drop area, and then you just pay for it. You go into this dude, and the best part about it is when your leader attacks and you've got those colors out, you untap energy at the end of the turn, so you really like aren't missing out on anything when you tap 4 for this card. You're not truly tapped out because you're going to untap 1 for your leader. He's triple attack. First time he swings, they warp 2 cards from hand, 2 battle cards, ignoring barrier, and then he untaps at the end of the turn. So you get 3 swings with some removal and some hand disruption, and they're 35k swings, so they're big swings. The Ss4 Gogeta Prismatic is basically your secret rare. This card actually is really good. So you got to be turn 5 because he costs 5 to play, and he has an effect for each of the colors except for black. So just the main colors. He's also got quadruple strike, So when you play them, if there's a red, your opponent takes a life. It goes to their hand, not the drop. If there's blue, you draw 3 cards. If there's green, your opponent discards 2. And then yellow, you tap one of your opponent's cards. It's any one of their cards, so you can tap an energy with this. So that's the best part about them. It was having the yellow in there to tap. And then the draw 3 is really nice too, because I mean, obviously he replaces himself by 2 cards, but you can tap your opponent out, or either if they're trying to hold for like a topo style negate or something, you just tap one of their energy and they can't like topo you or boot topo or anything like that. Can't Oceanus and all that stuff. So this row really strong. I really like both of these cards in the deck. Now you only play 2 because you don't want to like have a bunch of them in your hand. They can't be played until turns 4 and 5, so it's not like you want to max out on them by any means. And then I play for Overrealms 2 Demigra and 2 of the Mass and Brainwash No More. So since your hands aren't really huge, if your opponent's trying to game you with like a double strike or triple strike or something like that, they're probably going to be able to out combo you very easily. So we play this because you're always going to have an energy for it with your leader. And also if you're playing aggressive, like this is not a bad one because you can put cards back in the drop. So I've had a turn where I overwhelm this and put just a Goku and a Vegeta back so I could play this dude with his skill, because you have to warp a Goku and Vegeta from the drop or off the board. And you ideally want to do it from the drop. So you just overwhelm, put those back, and then you have the play for Gogeta. Then you get a 30k and then 3 35k swings with a 20k leader swing that turn for 4 energy and just 2 cards out of hand. So that's like the best case scenario for actually playing them. But if they're trying to game you with something big, you definitely need this card in this deck since your hands aren't going to be huge ever. And then Demigra just kind of goes on the equalize hand state and stuff. So whenever I play Demigra, I normally try to swing at battle cards. So I won't play them if they don't have multiple battle cards out, because it just doesn't feel the greatest in this deck since you're just giving them the card back that you're taking from them. So ideally you want to warp a battle card, swing at another battle card to take another card from their hand, and you basically get rid of 3 things that way, and he replaces himself. Since the whole deck is basically black, you're always going to have Dark Overwhelm for him, so he sticks around. And then we have the Vegeta Super Combo, because you never charge mono blue. There's only 7 mono blue cards in the deck, but since we play so much blue, of course we play Bean to help against aggro matchups. Anything swinging like 15Ks or stuff, like it just helps your math on it. Could shut down a turn potentially against some of the other smaller decks. So you never charge the mono blue. So these super combos are live, and you do want to dig through your deck a lot in this deck because you need like your colors and stuff. So this is a super combo I play, and of course Bean is just Bean. I also had a turn where I Demigra'd and played Ss4 Gogeta Thwarting in the same turn because I had beans in my hand, and I actually won the game that turn. So the beans help you extend, or they help you defend yourself. They're just really good. And then another cool thing about this leader is on the front, if you went first and you just charge pass, obviously you can't swing, right? And then your opponent's turn, they would charge, come back to your turn. If you have something else, or you just pass again with your energy up, you just want to charge a red and a green first. So the reason for that is because the Goku and Vegetas are yellow and blue that can play themselves when they're comboed. So you want to charge a red and a green, pass with the 2 energy up on your opponent's last swing, so these don't get removed, or if you know they can't remove them, you can just do it on the first swing. You'll just combo both of these dudes, you'll tap both of these energy and play them. You'll come back into your turn 3 with all 4 colors. These are on tap. You'll have every color out, and then you just charge something, you awaken, draw 2, you have every effect live that turn. You swing with these dudes, you use that energy, you warp them, play 2 more cards, so you get a bunch of swings that turn, and then these come back to your hand the turn after that, so then you can charge the next one, or you can leave them on the board if you're worried about the colors, if you didn't play like one of the colors you were missing out of energy. But you'll have another color charged, and then you'll have the last color guaranteed by these coming back to your hand at the start of turn. So it's actually fairly easy to get all 4 colors out on turn 3, and then you get to just awaken at like 8 life. I've awakened at 8 life, 7 life plenty of times, and then you've got a 20k leader that's drawing, untapping, removing a marker from the unison, and tapping battle cards from like turn 3 onwards. So that's like really strong actually. I still don't think this leader is like super competitive. It's very fun. I do feel like it's a good tier 2 deck. And I have been enjoying it. I'll probably do a gameplay on it soon, and I'll probably play it at locals one weekend as well, because I do really enjoy playing this leader. But that's my thoughts on the deck, and I hope to see you guys in the next one.